Now we move to the next part of the video. A little introduction about myself. I am a medicine PhD student from Vietnam, and now I study in Japan. My major is cardiovascular medicine. And 2 years ago, I made a YouTube video using Vietnamese to share about my study system, and it went viral in my determination. So now I want to share my current study system on the app, on the devices, equipment that I use for my study in my PhD journey. I hope that it can reach as many people as possible. So I used English, and it's also the very first English video on my YouTube channel. And I hope that you can ignore my pronunciation, and I will improve it. Yeah. Yes, now let's dive into the content, the main part of the video. My baseline method consists of 3 factors. It's active recall, space repetition, and time management. Active recall and space repetition is very good, but their weakness is that it takes a lot of time. I used to read the book Make It Stick, recommended by Ali Abdul from my secondary school, and I find that it's very good way to make the memory stick to our brain, but it's not compatible with the secondary school curricular in Vietnam, because it requires a lot of back and forth revision. But in Vietnam, we hold about 13 subjects in a year. So we have to modify active recall and space repetition with the time management. Anki. I think most of students have heard about Anki. To me, my main purpose of using Anki is vocabulary learning. And I am learning Japanese, and I used to use Anki to learn IELTS vocabulary, and then I find that it's good. I can memorize very good, but it takes a lot of time. Now I'm learning Japanese, but I use Anki for 50%. My other 50% I use book. I don't have to make any flashcard. I just use a paper, and then I hide the content that I want to actually recall. As you know, Anki has 4 levels for you to grade your memorization ability. In my study system, I changed it a little bit. I also grade with 3 levels with my pencil. Yes, a pencil. I will grade it 1, 2, and 3. It's 3 levels of my memorization ability. 3 is very good. 2 is immediate, medium, and 1 is very little bit. For quantitative measurement, it means 2 is 50% and 3 is 100%. Below 50% is 1. It's very easy system. In addition, I read from a Japanese author book that I can relate my 1, 2, 3 to 3 color of highlighter. Yes, it's 3, it's 2, and it's 1. And you know that it also has an eraser. Now you can. Yes, this is Minano Nihongo book that I used to study Japanese. You can see the way that I apply to study vocabulary. Yes, I just use a paper to hide this part, and I recall it, and I give them a mark. Yes, it's 3 and it's 1. Yes, I remember the karimas, but I don't remember naparemas. And if next time I remember the paramas, I will color it with the orange. So I use the Anki algorithm or method and call it Toki method in the real life. Next, PDF reader. I used to use default app called Preview of MacBook. But then I discovered another software called Faucet Reader, can use in both Mac or Windows. With article or research paper written in English, a lot of them, most of them can be OCR. And then with the Faucet Reader app, I can easily highlight the text that I want. I can write more text in unprotected PDF. Also, I can make an electronic signature, and it's very convenient. But one thing that I cannot do with Faucet Reader is delete pages. To delete PDF pages, I go back to the preview and I use the Command Shift 6 and then I can delete the pages that I wanted. So for the PDF reader, the combination of Faucet Reader and preview helps me a lot. It's also an answer to my subscriber. They asked me about how to make a boxes to actually record on PDF files. So if you try Faucet Reader, the newest version, and it's totally free, you can easily create the boxes, the rectangle, the boxes, and hide the information. But I have to make a caution. It takes a lot of time. Personally, I don't recommend you to do that. OneNote. The next software is OneNote. When I scroll through YouTube videos with the keyword PhD, I found a channel. She recommended PhD students to use OneNote to organize files and paper that you read, and it will be help when you write the dissertation or thesis. And I applied it, and I feel just a great experience. I can create a lot of notebook, and then I can create a lot of pages. I can add the print out page to the pages. It's absolutely organized, and I can revise my read paper. Next is time management. About the method, I use time blocking that you can find in Cole Newport book, famous book Deep Work, and it's also I don't know that is promotion or not, but recently I saw that from a Harvard study research, time blocking is the most powerful tool for productivity. The last time I used my notebook and I divided a day into 3 parts, 3 sessions of study. Every session is 3 minutes. But it's only when I am in my home. Now most of my time is spent in my department with a lot of people. So I changed to an app in laptop. I used to use Focus, but it's very simple and lack of diversity. So I moved to an app called Bluebird, not Twitter. So in the Bluebird app, with the free version, I can track my tasks, how much time that I spend on each task, statistic, how much hours I spend to focus a day, especially the task feature. One task you can have more than one task. It means the time you spend on this task can also be counted for 2 tasks. For example, with the task writing paper, I can calculate it to 2 tasks, which are cardiology and English also. So I think the app is very good, and with the paid version, the pro version, you can sync between laptop and smartphone, and I think the app until this time is very good, and it can replace the focus to do that I used before. And one more thing is that the maximum time of one continuous task with Forest is 3 hours, but with Bluebird is 8 hours. And for researcher, I think one very simple software but very powerful, can you guess? It's Excel. With my research, I use Excel to collect sample because I am more familiar with Excel than other data collection app or software. With the recommendation from a YouTube channel, I also create a file that store the paper I created. They published some summary and the link to this paper, and it really helps me a lot. One day my supervisor told me that, did you read this paper? It's because I read a lot of paper, and at this time I really confused. But when I take a break, calm down, and I open my paper read it file, and I saw that yes, I read it, and I have some summary about I have some summary about this paper, and the memory I recall the memory. Yes, and I can also show to the supervisor that I read about this paper. Yes, thank you, YouTuber. And my statistical analysis is Stata 18 MP version that I pulled recently. Yes, I used my own money to pull it to help me research with some new feature that I really needed. Last but not least is an intervention from many centuries ago. Is paper and pen, because it's eye-friendly. Beside all of the app and devices, I also used pen and paper. Such as an example, I used paper to write my questions about Japanese lesson, Japanese grammar questions to actually recall, and I apply with the highlighter. When I use my paper and pen, I feel that I can be more focused. Then I use OneNote to do this action. It's such a game changer, a very big intervention of human. So why don't we apply this to our life? Yes, but I also hope that my new EE device will replace a lot of my paper. Yeah, hope so. Yeah, it's all the app and device and software and equipment that I use to in my PhD journey currently. My channel is mostly about study stuff, and I hope that you as a student or researcher or else will find it helpful, and I'm very helpful, and I'm very happy about that. Yeah, thanks you for your time spending to watch my video, and see you in next video. Goodbye. I'm Todd from Vietnam.